Hey, everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. I am, of course, your lovely host, DJ Christmas, and I have with me a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself to all the fans?
Thank you, Chris. My name is Mikey Kelley, and I am a voiceover actor, and I am happy to be here.
Awesome. And you've actually, as opposed to anime like we have a lot of people on here, you've actually done more video game work.
Well, I've done, I would say animation along with radio and TV ads and promos and things like that. That's the most stuff. I've never done anime, to tell you the truth. I've done a few different video games that look anime and some cartoons that kind of have an anime feel, but I've never really done any true anime.
That's cool. We got a lot of gamers out there in the audience, so I'm sure it's all good.
I'm not much of a gamer either. I might be the worst guest you guys have ever had. I don't do anime, and I'm not much of a gamer, but I do a lot of video games. So.
Well, how exactly did you get started into the whole voice acting industry?
Well, I'm originally from Boston. I came out to Los Angeles so many years ago. Yikes, it's been a while now. And I came out to LA to kind of do everything, whether it was television producing or acting, and I kind of fell into the voiceover thing. When I got an agent for acting, they started sending me out for everything, commercials, on-camera commercials, print work, and voiceover. And voiceover started to take off, which was kind of weird because, I had a pretty thick Boston accent that I was trying to hide, and I'm still trying to hide it. And, I'd get a commercial here and there, a television commercial or a radio commercial, and then I ended up booking what was supposed to be a really big cartoon series. It was called Invasion America. It was a Steven Spielberg produced show. It was kind of the claim to fame for it was the first ever primetime animated dramatic series, because there was so many comedy series in primetime. There was never a dramatic. And I ended up booking the lead in that. And I was so green. I mean, I was just so new to this voiceover thing that I was like, why am I in the room with all these people that have done voiceover for so long? And that's basically how I got started. And from there, the wheels just kept turning.
And most of your stuff, at least recently, you've been in a couple of Halo games. And I hear that with minor, well, not necessarily minor roles, but roles where you're just a Marine, that's usually really taxing on your voice because it involves a lot of yelling.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot of yelling, and you get to swear a lot, which is fun. I like to swear, and it's not so bad. They actually tell you to kind of tone it down. Whereas when I go in there, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to start yelling and swearing and kicking some butt. So they usually say, all right, hey, we got another hour or two left of this, so just take it down a notch. But it's not too bad. You don't shred too bad.
Have you ever had any instances where you overdid it and you lost your voice for a day or two?
I absolutely. I actually had. I remember doing a radio ad in the morning, and in the morning it's tough because if you want to kind of get warmed up, you got to get up really early and start talking for a couple hours before the job. And I guess I didn't warm myself up too well. And then I got to the job. We were doing a lot of yelling. And then I had a job like 2 to 3 hours after that. And I showed up to the studio and I could hardly talk. And I started the job and they were like, man, what's wrong? I'm like, I had a job early in the morning. I can't get it out. I was like, and I ended up losing the job. They were like, we can't use you. And I was like, understood. I get it. Sorry. Shouldn't have blown my voice out in the morning, but that's what the job before, entailed. So, yeah, I lost the job once like that.
Wow. I don't think I've ever heard of that happening. Do you have any tips or tricks to help get your voice back?
Yeah, just warm up, man. You gotta kind of warm up. It's like, if you were to go out and run a marathon, you better stretch beforehand. So, I try to get up early before every job, start talking, and, and then when I'm done with the job, stop talking and let the voice kind of come back.
It's not as easy as some people think. It's like, oh, I can talk for hours. I should go be a voice actor.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, if I do a lot of promo work, sometimes they'll just, they'll hand you, 50 promos and be like, all right, let's go. And by the end of them, I'm like, these promos are going to sound terrible because my voice is starting to go. But, you do what you can do.
And on top of the Halo games, you've also been in the Beautiful Joe series as a recurring character, and one of my personal favorites, the Blade Master Alistair.
Nice, yeah, Blade Master Alistair. We did 3 of those games, and it seems like such a long time ago. I don't even remember really much about it. I literally just threw the first Beautiful Joe in my PlayStation 2. Yes, that's how much of a gamer I am. I only have a PlayStation 2 and a Nintendo NES there, and Nintendo Entertainment System. But yeah, so I started playing Beautiful Joe to get familiar with it, and I put it on pause. And now, if you can hear it in the background, I'm kicking some butt right now.
One of my favorite things about Alistair is when Joe confronts him, he's like, "What's your big plan?" Alistair just pulls the script out of his back pocket and reads it off.
That's funny. I have no idea. I don't remember that at all. It's like, where do I get to Alistair in the first game? I just put it in. I started playing the first couple of levels. I'm like, where am I?
I think he's the 5th boss, so it takes a while to get to him.
Oh, really? Well, that's why I never saw him, because I'm that bad at these games that I can't get that far.
Yeah. But besides video games, you've actually done some recent animation stuff. You're in the Superhero Squad show.
Yeah, Superhero Squad show, which is like the greatest, most fun job ever. It's on Cartoon Network, Superhero Squad show, and I play the Silver Surfer. It's based on the toys, the Superhero Squad toys. They're like mini versions of Hulk and Iron Man and Thor and Silver Surfer and Wolverine and Captain America and all those cats. And they put all the craziest actors together, and they put us in a room. It was maybe 7 to 10 of us in a room, and it's just nonstop laughter for about 3.5 hours. And somehow they record, the engineers get to record the lines that we say in between all the laughter and all the jokes we crack. So it literally is the most fun job ever, and it's just funny. And they let us ad lib and say whatever we want within reason. And everyone's just so funny that they just bring some laughs to the table.
Yeah, we talked to Travis Willingham, who does the Hulk in that, a while ago, and from what you guys are saying, apparently it's the most fun anyone's ever had voicing a Marvel project.
It's crazy. I love those guys. It literally is the most fun job ever. It's just crazy. Yeah, those guys are great. And again, there's another time where I sit in the room and I'm like, what am I doing with all these people? Because they're so talented.
Well, obviously you're doing something right.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, you got a big role in the CG TMNT movie.
TMNT was great. That was probably that's the biggest thing I've ever done. That was a big screen movie. They did a whole red carpet, and it actually, people don't realize this, that actually opened #1 in the country in its opening weekend, which was great. It knocked 300 off. 300
Nice.
was #1 for like a week or two, and then TMNT was #1. It was great. It was just fun. It was like a surreal moment, and it was good. It was a win for voiceover actors, because all those big screen movies, they're just jam packed and filled with celebrities, and it was originally, well, I probably shouldn't even say it, but it was originally all voiceover actors, and then the movie producers took over and sprinkled some celebrities in there as well. So, but luckily the four turtles got to remain voiceover actors, which is great, because that's the way it should be. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're better.
This is what you've trained for your whole life.
This is what we do for a living. I mean, throw me in a movie, I'm not going to be so good. So, not that the voiceover that the celebrity voices weren't bad. They were fine. But, I always feel like I always feel like when you sprinkle celebrities all over the place, you're kind of taken away from the character because you're watching the movie, and you're no longer watching the movie. You're watching the movie going, who is that person? I know who that is. I know who that celebrity is. And it just
That
takes you
voice.
out of the
Oh,
story.
I know who.
No, let's rebel, Chris. Let's rebel.
Exactly. Voice
I
over
don't know.
rebellion.
I don't get it, but it's the constant battle all the time. But and it's not the celebrity's fault. The celebrity, man, take any job you can get.
Of course.
I just feel like it's like, well, if you're gonna get the best people for these roles, then get people to do it every day. Well, there's plenty of us that do cartoons every day. So.
Absolutely. You're
Yeah.
seasoned veterans.
Let's start some problems in Hollywood.
Awesome. But for those of you out there, we're going to take a quick commercial break, so keep it tuned to your favorite station, 91.8 The Fan. Everything you want and nothing you don't.
Are you tired of not having a sandwich? Sarah Lane! Are you tired of knowing whether or not something is a girl or a boy? Sarah Lane! Are you tired of not getting enough zombie in your diet? Sarah Lane! Every weekend. At a time.
Hey, everybody out there, welcome back to 91.8 The Fan. I'm still here, and I still have my special guest.
Mikey Kelley. Sorry, I didn't get the cue. I didn't know we were doing that. Wow. Sorry. Do you think they missed us during the break?
I don't know. I missed us. That's
all
for
right,
sure.
Good. That's all that matters.
But now, a lot of people, especially voice actors, sometimes they don't have their own personal site. But I have seen yours, and it's very nice.
Yeah, thank you. MikeyKelley.com, MikeyKelley. It's just something for like if somebody's looking to hire me, they can just go right to the website and listen to my demos and see a couple of things that I've done. I don't change it all that often, and I really need to get in there and kind of revamp it because there's a lot of older stuff. But yeah, it's just an easy way for people to go and listen to what I've done. Just if they want to hire me or not, and they go, oh, that's the kind of voice we're looking for, or he can pull this off. But as far as like marketing myself, that's about the only thing I do. I don't have a Facebook page. I don't have Twitter, or I'm not on Twitter, or I don't know. I probably should be just to market myself better, but I don't know. I'm trying to hold out. I'm trying to be the last guy to ever have a Facebook page.
Yeah, I got on Facebook pretty early, and I didn't really start getting into Twitter until I had realized that, all right, everything is all set. People have gotten the hang of Twitter. Now I can get into it. It's not just a collected mess of people saying, oh, I walked my dog today.
Well, that's the one thing that drives me nuts about Facebook and Twitter. It's just like, I think it would really make me mad because I just don't, like, I don't care that you think that it's that important to tell me that you walked your dog today. Now I hate you. Now I don't want to be your friend, and I will delete you. So, yeah.
And then they get all upset because you've unfriended them.
Yeah, exactly. Well it was, and I had told my friends, they go, how come you're not on Facebook? And I said, well, because I don't really want people tracking me down. Like, hey, remember me from second grade? And I'll be like, well, if I'm not talking to you now, then obviously I just didn't want to be your friend. And they said, well, you just don't have to accept them as being your friend. And I said, well, by not accepting them, aren't you telling them that you're not being their friend and you don't want to be their friend? So
I'm a drifter, man. I don't like to be tied down by establishments like Facebook.
That's right, man. I'm just a free bird, dude. Just go to my website, and if you want to hire me, then so be it.
But we were talking a bit behind the scenes, and you said you don't really go to too many conventions, but you have been to Comic-Con, which I wish I could get out to, but I'm all the way here
I've been
in New England.
Comic-Con twice. The last time we were there to promote the Superhero Squad show, because did I not go to Comic-Con last year? I can't remember. Oh, no, actually, I think I was there last year, but we weren't doing anything. But the year before we were doing Superhero Squad show, I don't know. My mind isn't fried. But we did do a signing of a bunch of the cast members before the show came out, and that was fun. You know, it was just free for everybody, which was nice.
Yeah, it's kind of a surreal experience to see all those people, and most of them are there just to hang out with each other and get your autograph.
Yeah, this is kind of kooky. It was funny because when we did the signing, I was sitting next to Tom Kenny, who plays Iron Man, and Captain America, and MODOK, and several other people, because the guy's super talented. But everyone knows him as SpongeBob, so everyone just came up to him. They were like, "Oh my God, you gotta sign this, you gotta sign this." It was funny. So, and he's the nicest guy ever. He'll sign anything for anybody. So, I'll give you his address.
Send him stuff to sign. Flood his mailbox.
Yeah, but the Comic-Con things are crazy. I don't think I've ever been to any other convention anywhere else. I don't do the convention thing either. Every now and then I'll go, maybe it'd be kind of fun to hang out with a former wrestler from the WWF and a actor from a 70s show. Oh, no, wait, I don't really want to do that. So.
Yeah, I'm kind of to the whole convention circuit, too. It's just now that I'm getting into it. I think my first one was last October.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. When I'm hitting the bricks and I don't have a house up, maybe I'll be like, remember me? I was Michelangelo back in 2007.
You loved me then, love me now.
I was Alistair, Beautiful Joe, damn it. Buy my picture for $10.
I'll even sign it for you.
Yeah, I'm making jokes right now, but there are like a lot of voiceover people that are like, hey, shut up, man.
I charge $20 now.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the other thing. I don't know. Charging $20 for a 7-year-old who wants an autograph of the Silver Surfer, I'll be like, feel a little weird, but whatever.
It's
To
cool.
each their own.
A lot of people just get the satisfaction of seeing the fan reaction.
Right, exactly, and that's fun, you know? Like, 'cause, I don't know, sometimes you just don't realize how big certain things are, you know? And it'll be like, wow, that's crazy, because I'll tell you right now, I would have never had anybody tell me that Beautiful Joe is like, you know, the greatest thing. I was like, wow, you know, you forget. Sometimes you just do your job, and sometimes you forget, like, this stuff has, like, an impact on other people, so.
Yeah. I know I'm definitely a big fan of Beautiful Joe, and for Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I think they had a vote for other characters that people could get for downloadable content, and Alistair had a pretty decent following on there.
Nice. Yes. I rule.
You do. But as we are nearing the end here, we do have one final thing that we would like to ask of you, and that is, would you be willing to participate in a 91.8 The Fan tradition?
Can I keep my clothes on?
Yes.
All right.
We'd prefer it if you did.
Okay, then fine. Yeah, I can do that.
All right. We just ask everybody who comes on the show if they would be willing to do a radio bump for us.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, okay.
Put all that commercial work to work.
Exactly.
We just ask everybody to say, my name is, you insert your name. Okay. I do this. You can say you're a voice actor. You can insert a specific role. And you're tuned into 91.8 The Fan.
Okay. All right. Anytime?
Anytime, whenever you're ready.
All right. My name is Mikey Kelley, and besides Brian Donovan and Tara Strong and Billy West and Tom Kenny and, let's see, James Arnold Taylor, Noah North, Mitchell Whitfield, Kevin Michael Richardson, Jess Arnell, D. Bradley Baker, Frank Welker, Greg Berger, Dave Wittenberg, Greg O'Isle, Travis Willingham, Steve Bloom, Dave Bode, Alamy Ballard, Anthony Del Rio, Charlie Adler, Ken Campbell, Fred Tatasciore, David K., Jim Cummings, Pat Music, Mae Whitman, Melissa Disney, Quentin Flynn. Besides all those people, along with several hundred other voiceover actors I haven't mentioned, besides all them, I am the greatest voice actor in the world, and you are listening to 91.8 The Fan.
All right. I think that is the longest one that we've ever had.
I'd give you a shorter one if you want. I'm Mikey Kelley, and I'm a voiceover actor, and you are listening to 91.8 The Fan.
Perfect.
I had to give a shout-out to some of my voiceover people. Yes, I listened to your website, and I prepared myself for this. I knew it was coming. I know the tradition's there.
He knows. He's on to us.
Yeah.
Quick, back to the sewer.
Exactly. Did anybody get the license plate of that thing that hit us last night? Oh, my head.
There you go. And for
There it
everybody
is.
out there, make sure you keep it tuned to your favorite station. Everything you want and nothing you don't.